Okay, now you've learned to make a value scale and a gradation scale with graphite, your graphite pencil like this. Now we're going to work with your charcoal pencil that I've given you. You'll notice it says 6B extra soft. That means the lead on this is very soft and you'll feel a difference from your pencil. So we're going to make that same little value scale here like we did before, and I'm not so picky if you use a ruler or not. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I want 7. Okay, and it doesn't matter where you start. I'm right-handed, so it's going to be easier for me to start here with the dark and then move here to the light. Okay, so unlike with the pencil, with the graphite pencil, we're not going to press quite as hard. We're going to do more going back and forth and making those cross hatches, okay? And when I hold my charcoal pencil, I hold it way back here because I don't want to be pressing on that lead. You'll feel what I mean when you're working with this, okay? So I hold it way back here so I have a little more control of it. See how I'm holding it way back here like this? And I want to make that as dark and as little of that paper showing as possible. Now, see where there's charcoal dust right here? We want to try and avoid that, and that's why we try not to press so hard, because that charcoal dust, when it gets in your lungs, isn't good for you. All right? So that's why we try really hard to not make dust. All right, so we're going to make the next door neighbor here, going back and forth using all right, so here is the next one. And I'm using the same amount of pressure. I'm not changing the pressure. That's why if I hold it back here, I can't really change that pressure so much. Okay, and we want to make everything from black to white. And I want to see 7 values. Sometimes I have to come back into it. Okay, I have to go back to the ones that I might need to fix a little bit. Okay, so there's my first gradation scale. Now what I want you to do, or value scale, excuse me, value scale. I want you to take your finger and I want you to go just like this and run it through there. And look what happens. Okay? What happened? All right. So the next thing I want to show you is something we use with charcoal all the time, and it's called vine charcoal or willow. And those are those little sticks that you found in there, okay? So with that willow, what I can do, watch what happens when I use the willow. So I hold the willow like this between my fingers. I don't want to hold it like a pencil because it's not a pencil. Remember how she showed you how to turn that down and hold it like this? Well, that's how you want to hold your willow. So you're going to put that willow And you can use a little bit of pressure on it, but not too much. All right? And we're not going to get the same amount of value in this willow because of what it is. Because it's so, so soft. So watch what happens when I press through the willow. It goes away. So when I'm working with the willow, when I'm working with charcoal, I always want to work with the willow as well. I never want the willow to go bare naked like this. It always has to have some charcoal on it. And the reason is this charcoal is going to go a lot further when you blend it because you'll be blending your charcoal. With your finger or with a paper towel. So watch what happens now when I pull through with the charcoal. Look. Okay? So you'll feel that it's easier to work with the charcoal and the willow than with just the willow or with just the charcoal. You can also put the willow on top of the charcoal, and that will help it blend too. And you'll feel that as you're working with this, okay? So your fingers are going to get dirty. All right? So now we have more of a gradation scale here. So when we do our gradation scale with charcoal and willow, we'll start with that willow. And push it out a little bit. See if we can get, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 values with it, okay? And then we can start with our charcoal and put our darkest charcoal down here. And see, we don't see on this one where we had this definite value, the definite definitions. On this one, we don't want those definitions. We want it to be a smooth transition from dark to light. So watch now. So I can take my finger and I can blend that way out like that. And you see how light it gets? So look at my nice gradation scale now. Okay? So I want you to do a couple 3 value scales. Try some with willow, without willow, and with willow. Okay? So you have that. Then I want you to make 3 gradation with both willow and charcoal. All right? So that's what you're going to do next.